If this is a new thing, Taurus, if this is a new thing, this is someone that you are kind of falling for very quickly. What might happen is that maybe this person has been through something where you're not kind of the norm for them. I think, Taurus, that you think that maybe this person isn't done with someone from the past. I think you're slowly starting to trust that other people trust your process as much as you do. Hey, Taurus. Welcome to your reading. We're going to first be looking at the dynamic between you and another person. This could come out as love. It most likely will, although it could also come out as just someone else in your life that you have some questions on, need some clarity about, or you're going through something with. So check out your other signs if you didn't hear about the person you were wanting to today. We're also going to look at things that you are going through in your life in general, kind of on a soul level. So stick around for that after I pull cards for whoever it is that you're dealing with, if that's something that you would like. All right, let's see, who is Taurus dealing with? What's Taurus's energy? Surprise, surprise. Taurus is focused on their work. Okay. Oh. Ooh, okay. Let's see where this goes. Where is this gonna go, Taurus? Oh. Ooh. Wait. Let me just pull from the middle because I just psyched myself out. Let's see what their energy is. Oh my gosh, Taurus. Well, you could be connecting with another Taurus. Taurus, I get that this is a solid commitment. Your energy towards this person, and I do think this is like a very loving connection. So we'll get more on it, but I think if this isn't love, this is like a family member that you really love, a child that you really love. There's some kind of really committed dynamic where both of you guys bring what you have to the table, and it's like maybe centered around art or something, like creativity, art, food, maybe books, just like leisure. Fun, recharging leisure. Okay, so how I'm seeing you towards them is you've already made up your mind and you are putting in the work to what are you working on? Almost to like alchemize something with them. If this is a new thing, Taurus, if this is a new thing, this is someone that you are kind of falling for very quickly, or you're realizing is like, has got your attention in the way of being like, this is someone that you could commit to. I do feel like, Taurus, you've been working on something within yourself, like kind of committing to your own time and space. And you're kind of just like putting some finishing touches on something. I don't know if that's like your house or some kind of emotional, mental, spiritual work you've been doing within yourself. But it kind of seems like this is like a really good time. Like you've been really working on yourself, and now you're like meeting this person. This person does not need more time to think about you, it is not going to change their perspective on you. This person is like, I know that Taurus is the one that I want. Um, there's a solid, like, there's a solid kind of stream of commitment energy between the two of you. I do think that you're kind of offering this person like romantic gestures, or just like some playfulness, some friendship. There's like a really sweet and kind of innocent vibe to it. And I get that this person kind of might offer you, I don't know that they're offering it to you, but like this person really works at their own home, or the things within themselves that kind of help them to build what it is that they're intentionally trying to build. I feel like this person's very intentional about life as it is. And like careful about what they pick up, what they cultivate. You both kind of have that energy too. I think them more so. We'll see, but what I think might happen is that maybe this person has been through something where you're not kind of the norm for them. And I think that they're like more careful in that sense. And then I think for you, you're just kind of thinking like right place, right time, right energy. It just feels really, I don't know, it feels kind of like it's just in flow. You got the World in the reverse here. So maybe something is like stopped about this, where it's like it's stopped in this energy. It's like steeping in it. Your energy seems to be that you're not making any final decisions about this person yet. Or no final like commitments to start something, or if this is already a person you've been with, maybe it's that you're not feeling like, I don't know, like if you want to be with them, it's like, I know I want to be with you, but I don't want to like get married or go like announce it somewhere or whatever. This is just kind of the energy of like, you understand you're still building, you're still kind of cultivating this relationship or this friendship with someone. It just feels really good. And I don't think that it bothers you that something stopped about it, because it's not the love and the friendship that stopped about it. It's whatever the next phase of this relationship would be. And they got the Wheel of Fortune, which is kind of funny because with the World in the reverse and then the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it's like maybe they do want something with you. Maybe you're kind of like holding back until you know that, but I feel like they do want to move forward with you. I feel like I'm looking at two people flirting or something, or like getting to know each other. You guys could have met in the winter or something. I'm just seeing like snowflakes. Okay. Your intuition is really strong right now. What's your intuition kind of saying about this person? Okay. So you're thinking that maybe this person isn't single, for those of you who are like trying to date someone. And if you're with this person, you're thinking that maybe there's something going on in the background. Like they do have a good sense of what to do to build what they're going for, but there's something else happening in the background that's like illuminating a shadow for them. I think it kind of, I'm getting this as like you kind of have your hackles up to that, but not in like a aggressive way, just in like a defending your own energy and time and space way. What do you see that Six of Cups in the reverse? I think, Taurus, that you think that maybe this person isn't done with someone from the past. Maybe you're also not too, though. Maybe that's the hang up here, is like there's other people. I think for you, maybe it's that there could be someone from your past that you're still connected to that you think might be an issue for this, or that you are wondering if it would be an issue for them. And I think on their side, they're connected to someone who's kind of disrupting them in some way. Let's pull another card about that. The Four of Cups. They're connected to someone. I don't think it's romantic, and if it was, it's done. Because the way that they're connecting to that person is by trying to just disengage from it. It's like it's a burden, it's overwhelm. It just feels like they're beyond their limit of being frustrated with it, to the point where they're just like, I don't know. They're just not even wanting to entertain it anymore. It almost feels like it's kind of like a clinger, though. Something that they can't quite shake, but they have to just kind of put up with. You might be connecting with an Aries. This was very much Aries energy, is like wanting to be creative, wanting to like do all these things, but also kind of having this thing happen in the background that was not making life easy for them. Okay, so what else for Taurus? Got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, you could be kind of looking at different, I don't know if this is like different positions in your work, or learning like different skills within that. There's definitely an energy of like learning something new and talking to other people within that, like talking to other people who are kind of at that, you know, level with it too, that kind of entry level, beginner level with it too. That seems to be more towards your work, though. Towards a relationship, maybe you have a kid. I just get that you're trying to like start up some kind of a conversation here, and it feels maybe a bit like you don't quite feel like you know how to start that conversation. That seems to be for if you're connecting with someone new here, or if it's just like still in this kind of friendship phase or getting to know each other phase. If this is an already established dynamic, it does seem like you guys are having some difficulty about like, where I think you would be looking at someone around them kind of with a little bit of a stank eye, and they would be looking at someone around you with a little bit of like a question mark. And it's almost like, I think that you would say that you don't trust the person around them, and they would say, maybe, I think you guys might both say the same thing. Is it's not you that I'm overthinking about, it's what that dynamic plays out like, and how you're each going to feel about that. But I think the feelings for each other are quite strong. something just crossed my mind and I'll say it, but I'm not getting a whole lot off of it. You could be like younger and your parent could be like almost dating someone, or there could be something going on there where you're like trying to suss something out. Like, is this person going to be welcome in our family? Or maybe there's someone that you're looking at and just saying that in general about, and kind of worried about how that interaction is going to go. I don't really know where that's going though, so I'm just going to leave it there. Because I'm imagining you're not all 14-year-olds or something here, or like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's a kid energy in the picture or something. Yeah, overall, I just kind of get from that Page of Pentacles that you're like still in this new, it's almost like the communication between the two of you doesn't feel where like it's at where you want it to be, but you still have some kind of, there's like a spark about it. Maybe you're kind of backing away, like maybe you're getting a little bit of anxiety when you talk to this person, or you have some kind of like a, maybe you have some kind of like an insecurity where you don't quite know what to say to this person all the time, and you don't want to like ruin what's going on. You don't want to push it forward. Maybe that's what's happening, is like you're trying to respect some kind of a boundary here, whether you set that or they did. And you're trying to respect that without kind of crossing it, but you're still very interested in this person. And I think that you might be feeling a little awkward and like you don't quite know what to do with that all the time. I get that you're just working through it. It's not like stopping your day, but I also do think that it could be affecting you, just not in like in a huge way, just kind of a little bit. And then for them, they're coming with some kind of baggage. I'm just going to say it that way. If you're cross-watching, that's not necessarily the full picture of it, but that's probably how Taurus is interpreting it. I'm just kind of seeing this person going through a moment of like exhaustion, giving to people when they feel kind of burned out. Maybe an intuitive kind of fear that you have is like whether or not this person would have enough time for like who's in your family or who's around you, or especially if you like have a kid. I don't know. I kind of want to say like let that be their thing to sort through. Like, because I do get that this person would try to like make things work, but they might just be going through something where it can cause burnout pretty easily, or you know, where they can just kind of feel overwhelmed easily, but that they would still try. I want to get one more energy on that because I'm really not understanding. Also, this person could be like a mother, or this person could be like someone who just is, you normally see them around like other women and children, or that's kind of where their focus of who they help goes to. And then they have this kind of other side to them that like kind of is trying to push through these other things. And I get that they're like very resilient and strong, but also maybe they just kind of took a path that was really like brutal, you know? And so they're showing up as more exhausted than resilient and strong, but I do think that both those energies are definitely there. Maybe you're intuitively kind of picking up that this person isn't like ready for a big change. that there's something where they don't know how to make a decision to move forward from something. I don't know what it is though, and it's not really... Well, one thing that it could be is that maybe they're trying to move on from someone else. Maybe someone else is kind of still in their energy, but again, I think it's like it's done. And maybe the other thing is that like you don't know how it would play out, because I think there are differences of like this person's partner choice in the past. And maybe you're kind of wondering like how that would play out with you as someone who's different than those people. So that's kind of all I'm getting there. If I go more into that, I know I'm going to just confuse myself. I think also maybe that's kind of what you're thinking about it too, is like just try to go with what's working and worry about, like, cross the bridges when you come to them, but don't trip up over them before you get there, kind of thing. I think maybe that's the energy that you could be resolving this to whenever those things come up. What's funny is it does feel almost stagnant to like a fire sign or something. But for Taurus, I kind of get that you're actually really comfortable with like a slower pace. So let's look at what else is going on here within your life, what you're growing through, what you're going through. I'm like thinking here, I really love how these readings are playing out. I had to kind of take some time and think about what I wanted to do there, because I wasn't super content with like the energy that I was reading, and kind of it did feel like it was, I just felt like I kind of wanted to change it up. And I love how these readings are going now. I feel so much more connected, and I feel like it just feels really good. I wonder if that's how you're feeling about them. It's just like there's some kind of like breath of fresh air about them, or that it makes you feel that way. They make you feel that way. But since we're kind of going into like other aspects of life, I get that maybe that there's some kind of like a renewal of that type of energy coming into your workspace and your other relationships. And like, it just feels good. Like the change feels good. Maybe this person's not too far behind you in changing things like that too, because we saw that they were going through some things, and that you were maybe intuitively like wondering and a little bit fearful of if they were going to be open and willing to, you know, kind of making those changes in their own life or something. Yeah, so we'll just do like straight shooter, straight from the top. Solar calm, clarify, and retrograde review. Let's read solar calm. Number 16, I think I passed it. Oh, that's interesting. Number 15 and 16. When the sun is calm, I'll show you this. Give you something to look at. When the sun is calm with a few sunspots or solar flares, its steady energy is quiet and soothes any turbulence in our solar system. The volume is turned down on all the other aspects of your astrological chart. Telescopes see farther into space. People tend to search for the metaphysical. Plant growth slows down on Earth, but the arts and creative processes often blossom. Politics tend to be opinionated but quiet, attitudes more entrenched. It's a hard time to start a revolution. Just appreciate the deep, energizing quiet of this time. Work for steady progress and play the long game. Listen to your muse and support the arts. Take a creative approach and work towards positive change within the systems that are now in place with gentle, steady pressure. Find like minds and grow those deep connections. Listen to the quieter voices that are not usually heard. Whether this is the whispering voice of your intuition or the subtle voice of the introverts or underrepresented. In romantic relationships, hold hands and look for places of quiet refuge together. Build relationships now that will help you to manifest needed changes when the tide turns and the sun activates. It is not the time to push ahead or spark change. I do want to say too, I think that your person could be in that category of like introverted or underrepresented. I don't really know if I want to elaborate on that, but it does feel like there's something that stands out very clearly about their energy, more to more than just like you. Like they seem to be, they seem to know that label well or something like that. It is not the time to push ahead or spark change. If you try to motivate practical change in your life or try a totally new approach, it can feel like trying to light a match in the fog. Be patient and the fog will clear in time. Meditation helps turn down the noise of the outer world and listen with clarity to the knowing within. Let go of the details of the story and feel the call to spirit, to connection, and to the interconnectedness of all existence. In this quiet clarity, you can see far away to the distant stars and come to understand the overarching patterns. So, I get that there's this energy that you could feel that you're going through right now where you kind of like feel like you're fumbling whenever you try to push forward with something. And then when you kind of like look back and reflect and maybe look at what you've been through and hold space for that, or maybe you're kind of having empathy for what someone else is going through. It's like that's the quiet. That's the needed quiet. It like silences all of the fears and the questions and the worry, and it's just like, I think Taurus, you're really in this energy of feeling comfortable with what is and what has been, and just like knowing that. And it can be kind of, it's like you would notice a very distinct change in your own energy when you're like exploring new territory almost too quickly. And it might kind of throw you off and propel you back into this space of like looking back and reviewing and, you know, trying to see if there's like any skeletons in your closet, or if there's any space you can hold for what someone else is going through. I get that you like that slow pace, but that it's like, maybe you just don't feel like that's the path that's laid out. Like you have to cultivate it intentionally. And so you're like in this world where things move quite fast, but you feel like you actually are connected to yourself when you slow them down, which is kind of cool because it's showing me that you have the ability to do that. Maybe that's all the stuff you were working on within yourself before you really met this person or something, or before this phase in your life. What can you tell me about Taurus's energy here? The solar calm and retrograde. Okay. Maybe you've kind of had this energy about you where you're trying to like get something going for yourself, and you feel like you've been taking up a lot of, I don't know if it's like a spotlight or just kind of using up your own resources just for like self, and you know, like just spending a lot of time trying to cultivate something. Let's see. But see, I think you're being, you could feel like what others are receiving from you in your energy is that you have been selfish lately. I think what's really happening within you is that you've been strong. I think it's not the norm for you to just put yourself first like that and work towards something that you want to bring into this life, or that you feel a conviction of like living within and creating and putting the hard work in and stuff. I think you could also feel like maybe the person that you're connected to, you could kind of interpret them as feeling like you're putting too much time into your work or your whatever. I don't think that's what they're interpreting you as. I think if anything, they're interpreting your energy as having the strength to balance all of these things. And I think they're also very aware of their own energy. So like, I don't think that, you've been, it almost feels like you've been feeling like you've been selfish, and that feels like a burden to you, or you've been feeling like you've been kind of burning up your own resources just for self or something like that. And it's just like you're working through something that people can't see, and that's the way that you're working through it, like spiritually. And the more that you do that, the better you feel. And I think it's hard to like relay that to someone in a way where you can let go of your own guilt or let go of your own self-judgment of like how maybe you could potentially be coming off to like the wrong person, you know? Also, I want to tell you, like, keep in mind you are around the right people. So if it feels like it's the wrong person, it's the wrong person. But if it feels like you're just having guilt, I think you would be surprised that the people around you are a lot more on board with empathizing with whatever it is that you're doing and why you want to do it than you might get, you know, than you might give them credit for or something. The other thing too is that, okay, Taurus, I think what I want to tell you is that you were trying to fit some kind of a mold that didn't work for you. You were trying to almost like perform a role that you weren't feeling connected to. Or you were trying to perform a role in a way where you thought you had to perform it, and like where it just, you're letting go of this idea that it has to look a certain way. You're more so leaning into and living within this space, or I think you feel better when you do this, where what you do might be the same thing that other people do. Like, we all sleep, but we sleep in different ways in different places. We all eat, but we eat different foods and in different ways. Like, you're noticing that we all do something, and that it's okay that you do it differently than your peers. And I think the more that you can lean into that, like maybe you feel backwards or upside down, or you feel like you just couldn't quite cut it in the normal way or something like that. I think just like give yourself some grace there, because you're finding the way that works for you. And it's just going to look different than what other people are going through, you know? And I think that you know that, but you don't often feel that you have conversations about that. This kind of wanted to be upright, but it came out reversed. I think you're slowly starting to trust that other people trust your process as much as you do. And then I think I'm just going to do one more. There's some kind of an illusion where you're not moving at the speed that everyone else is. And I just want to say, like, I think the message here is that you're moving at the speed that is right for you. And that in itself is a success to establish and move within, and to know yourself that well is a success. You're like literally setting up the rest of your life for success that way. So you don't have to ping around from personality and routine and whatever for the rest of your life. You can just intentionally change things as you go. So it's like, I think you're very comfortable with that and you understand that is the way that you are, but I think you're learning to let other people be enamored with that process, and not like, I feel like you always feel like it's rebuked or it's like people don't like it, but I think people like it when they see that you like it, you know? That message is going in like a very weird and ominous direction. So I think I'm going to end the reading there. Yeah, so that's what I see for you. If you wanted to know about a different relationship or dynamic in your life, or just maybe wanted to hear some more soul focus, then go check out your other signs, and I will see you in another video. Thanks, guys. Bye.